Hello, welcome back to the Breaking News Update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got a breaking news report coming out from the country of Denmark, and we're also going to talk about Ukraine in this video as well, as I have a huge story just breaking today on your screen. Denmark will send soldiers to Ukraine for drone warfare training. The decision aims to deepen Denmark's understanding of modern warfare tactics, particularly drone operations, based on Ukraine's extensive frontline experience over the past 3 years. Okay, so this is a very big update for numerous reasons. Number one, Denmark wants to take advantage of the situation going on inside of Ukraine right now. Ukraine is getting a lot of experience on the battlefield using drone warfare tactics, and Denmark wants to take advantage of that and utilize that experience from the Ukrainians to upgrade their own military. More importantly, I'm very curious to see how Russia's going to respond to this, because this is the very first time that we've ever had confirmation of a NATO member, and Denmark is part of NATO, to ever announce that they're sending troops to Ukraine. And it looks like this for sure is a done deal. From what it sounds like, they are going to be sending these troops into Ukraine. And as far as I know, they're going to be unarmed soldiers. They will not be armed, and they will not be participating in the fight. But nonetheless, they will be gaining experience with Ukrainian soldiers on their territory, not inside of Denmark. So it makes you wonder, why would they choose to do this inside of Ukraine versus just having Ukrainian soldiers being shipped over to Denmark or another country and do training there? So I thought that was interesting. You guys can let me know what you think on why that might be. But again, more importantly, I'm wondering how Russia's going to respond to this. Are they going to come out with a major statement in response to Denmark sending these troops? Because we know they are not okay with NATO troops being on Ukrainian soil. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the news here. We're going to hop on over to the Kiev Independent. I'm going to briefly show you this article here. It's not very long. And then I'm also going to show you one more thing in regards to Russia as well. So from the Kiev Independent, this coming out today, April 16th, 2025. Denmark to send unarmed soldiers to Ukraine for drone warfare training. Okay, and here's a photo of a soldier from Denmark right here. And it says down below, the Danish Armed Forces plan to send unarmed troops to Ukraine for short-term training courses to study the country's drone warfare tactics. Major General Peter Boysen, Denmark's commander-in-chief, told a state broadcaster TV2 on April 16th. While several NATO countries have trained Ukrainian forces abroad, no official reports have confirmed the presence of foreign troops inside Ukraine for training purposes. Okay, so that's what I mean. We've never really had an actual statement come out from any NATO country that they have had actual troops inside of Ukraine training or whatever it might be, whether it's helping Ukraine out or doing some sort of training missions. We've never heard of that confirmation, so I'm very curious to see what Russia's going to say about this. The course is expected to begin as early as this summer, will take place at training centers in western Ukraine, and will not involve direct combat. We're sending some teams down to see what experiences the Ukrainians have had at firsthand, Boysen said. They are not going there to actively participate in the war. Boysen, who has visited Ukraine twice in recent months, said the initiative is being launched at the invitation of Ukrainian Commander-in-Chief Oleksandr Syrsky. In the 42 years I've been in the armed forces, I have not experienced things moving as fast as they are right now, Boysen said, referring to advances in unmanned systems and combat tactics driven by Ukraine's experience with drone warfare. Both Ukraine and Russia have come to rely heavily on drones for reconnaissance, artillery spotting, and targeted attacks. Denmark sees the conflict as a live testbed for modern warfare. Okay, so something big that I've been discussing with you guys a lot whenever we talk about Ukraine's drones is how innovative Ukraine has been. I mean, they just come up with all kinds of different crazy drones, whether it be like rocket and missile drones, FPV drones, aerial attack drones, ground-based drones, sea-based drones. They're just coming up with whatever designs they can to be the most effective on the battlefield, and they're consistently testing these as this war goes on. So Ukraine, the more months that pass, the more days that go by, Ukraine is becoming more powerful and more advanced in terms of using these unmanned aerial vehicle systems. Okay, so we're going to talk more about this, and I want to show you guys something real quick also. We're going to jump on over here to another news article real fast. This is on Baltic News Network. First to suffer, Russian spy chief threatens Poland and the Baltic states. Okay, you can see the date here, April 16, 2025. It actually came out yesterday with this whole story, but I guess Baltic News Network is a little late to this. But this is a photo of Sergei Narishkin. He's the chief of Russia's foreign intelligence. Okay, so one of their spy chiefs, and he came out yesterday and was basically warning NATO and telling NATO not to ever attack Russia. That if they do, they could launch like a preemptive strike onto NATO, and the entire NATO bloc could be affected. And also primarily warning Poland and some of the Baltic nations who are right on the border of Russia and Belarus. So this was something he stated here. I have it highlighted in yellow. He said that these countries have shown great aggression towards Russia, accusing Poland and the Baltics of constant arms rattling. So something's going on in the background because we're not really hearing a whole lot coming out from NATO's side. There's something going on between NATO and Russia right now, where Russia apparently appears to be worried that maybe NATO's going to launch some sort of attack onto Russia. At least they're claiming that. And this is when Sergei Narishkin came out and was basically saying, don't even think about attacking us because, our response will be brutal. We will attack NATO back, and it will be multiple nations that would be affected, not just the original country that attacks them if it's a NATO member. So it kind of ties into this whole story with Denmark, and I'm wondering if you guys think that maybe this kind of has something to do with that, because Denmark is thinking about sending their troops into Ukraine, which could potentially escalate this war even further. And could it even drag NATO into the war? I would think maybe not, but if Russia actually claims they have red lines, that would probably be a big one because it's something that Russia has said a lot before. So I just wanted to show you guys this again. I will cite it down below in the description for you guys of this video, and we did put out a YouTube short yesterday talking about this whole topic, so you guys can go jump on over to my shorts and check that out from yesterday if you want to. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on this situation. It does look like Denmark is going to be sending soldiers over to Ukraine sometime soon for drone warfare training. And once again, I'm curious to see how Russia's going to respond to that. Do you think Russia will respond? And if they do, will they respond kindly or aggressively? And maybe come out with some more threats, or what's going to happen here? Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.